welcome back to my channel, The Baking Diva, and episode 12 of the Best of the Bundts. The Best of the Bundt cakes. Can you believe we're on episode 12 already? I can't believe it. I'll be making my 12th Bundt cake. Now, many of you who are enjoying this series have asked me, can you make a few more? Well, I told you, I think on my last Bundt video, that I have a little personal issue coming up and I'm having surgery next week. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to recover from the surgery. Hopefully not too long. There's a dozen. Before Mother's Day, I am going to give you number 13 of the Best of the Bundts. Okay? So just be patient. If you haven't already subscribed, go down below and hit the red subscribe and the little gray bell next to it. It's a notification bell. When it says all, that's all you have to do, and you'll get a notification when my next video is up and you won't miss it. And I'll put down below in the description box all the links to the previous Bundt cakes that I've made, in case you're new here, and if you are, welcome. And I hope you'll come back in case you want to watch some of the previous videos. So, what am I making for you today? Well, today I am making for you a white chocolate raspberry Bundt cake. And it's super duper delicious and super duper easy. So, you can go to those fancy Bundt cake stores and get those delicious Bundt cakes and pay a fortune for them, or you can make your own. I'll leave it up to you. But I hope that after showing you all these Bundt cakes that you really will give them a try. So, what do you say we get going? Let's get going! So, I'm going to use my stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can use your hand mixer, but you do need an electric mixer. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to use my standard Bundt pan today. Now, as I've always told you over and over and over, I know I'm like a broken record, grease and flour your Bundt pan generously. I've never, and you've heard this before, I've never had a Bundt pan that didn't Dolores. I've never had a Bundt cake that hasn't released from the pan. But the key is grease it and flour it around the sides and the middle generously so nothing sticks. So I'm going to do that now. I think they do sell, I'm not sure. I actually, believe it or not, I've not been in one of those Bundt cake stores, but I will tell you, I have friends and family members that have, and they say their cakes are delicious, and I think they have one similar to this, the white chocolate raspberry. So we're going to make it ourselves. All right, so we have the oven preheated, we generously greased and floured our Bundt pan, and that can be like a 10 or a 12 cup Bundt cake pan. In my mixer, this is going to start with a hack. We're going to start with 1 box, any brand you want, of white cake mix. Now, you can also use that French vanilla cake mix if you like. But it's either a white cake mix or a French vanilla. So today, I happen to have white, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm putting that in here. By the way, you know, I am becoming the green screen queen. Yeah, maybe that'll be my new name. The green screen queen. I finally learned how to do it all by myself. And today, since we are working with raspberries, I thought this would make a pretty scene behind me. What do you think? Do you like the green screen? All right, 1 box of white cake mix. Now we are going to add to that a 3.3 ounce package of dry white chocolate instant pudding. And I'll put the recipe down below in the description box for you. So I'm going to put that in. Now, I know that I believe Jell-O makes one. They make a white chocolate, excuse me. Jell-O makes a instant white, has to be white chocolate pudding mix. But my store was out of it. So I paid a few pennies extra and I bought the Godiva. That's Godiva white chocolate vanilla bean. So I think that will work just fine. But just look for the Jell-O brand instant white chocolate pudding. Okay, to that we are going to add 4 eggs. I pre-measured everything for you here. If you pre-measure all your ingredients, it's a lot easier to make it. I'm going to put in, let's see, 1 cup of sour cream. I love sour cream in cakes. It makes them nice and moist, and Bundt cakes are moist. They're moist, they're full-bodied, they make great presentations, and they're easy. So who wouldn't want to make a Bundt cake? Okay. Now I'm going to also add in there 1/2 cup of water. There we go. Woo! Come to my channel. I can be a little cray-cray at times. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. I happen to be using canola oil. You can use any vegetable oil. And I'm gonna put my mixer on, and we're gonna beat this all up until it's well combined. So here we go. I'll do it off camera, and I'll be back in a minute, so don't go away. For those that are new to my channel, I don't just make Bundt cakes. I make all kinds of user-friendly, sweet and savory desserts, and I throw in a little bit extra just to keep the channel interesting, like holiday, vacation, birthday, special event, and a few reviews here and there. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. So let me continue mixing this. Okay, this looks like it's well combined to me. So I'm going to take off my beater. Let me push this out of the way a little bit. Okay. And I know you're so jealous, all of you, because you see me licking the beater all the time, and you say to yourself, I want to lick that beater too. Well, if you were here, I'd share it with you. But yes, it has eggs in it. Yes, I know they can be an issue. But I'm an old lady now, and I haven't had one yet, so I will continue to lick the beater. So let me see what this tastes like. I'm licking the beater. Good. All right, let me put it over here. Very good. Okay, now to this we are going to fold in white chocolate chip morsels. And you're going to need 1 1/4 cups of them. So after everything is mixed, you're going to fold these in. Now, if you have like the white chocolate bark or something, you have to check with my spatula. Okay. Oh boy, look at this. Yummy. Sure looks good. That much I can say. Yes, sir. Now, after I get morsels combined in here, I'm going to bring on over my pan, and I'm going to put 1/3 of this mixture into the bottom of my Bundt pan. So let me just get these all combined. Okay. Alrighty. Swing on over my well-greased and floured Bundt pan, and I'm going to put 1/3 of the mixture around the inside of the pan. I think I can do this with my spatula, yes. Okay, just go all around the center. Ooh, it looks so delicious with those white chips in it, and it's a nice thick batter. All right, and I always say, you know, I think you can bake and you can have fun at the same time. You don't have to be like this really serious stone-faced baker. I mean, if you want to, you can, but I do this for fun. I do it for therapy. If I was doing it to make money, I would have stopped doing it a long time ago. I'm not one of these channels with a million subscribers. But anyway, I enjoy it, and I figure if I'm enjoying it, might as well have fun, right? So anyway, there I have about a third of the mixture swirled around the bottom of the pan. So you say, Diva, this is a white chocolate raspberry bundt cake. Yes, it is. So I have a jar of Smucker's red raspberry jam. You can use any red raspberry jam you like. And you're going to need about 2/3 of a cup of it. So I've measured it out and I put it here. So I'm going to put some dollops around here of the jam on top of the batter. Not too much, I'm just going to go around, put some dollops there. And then what I'm going to do is take a knife. There we go. Perfect. And I'm just going to lightly swirl that into the vanilla batter. Just lightly. Just to give it a little swirly look. Almost like when you're making a marble cake. Okay, looks good. Ready? You don't want to put too much of the raspberry jam in there. But you don't want to have a problem and have all the jam sink to the bottom of the pan. Alright, I'm thinking that looks pretty darn good. Now I'm going to put another third of the batter on top of that. Top of the jam. And then I'm going to repeat what I just did. Put another bit of the raspberry jam. Put more of my raspberry jam on top of that one. Okay. And then when I'm done, I'm putting a little more in this. I'm going to end it with a layer of my batter on top. So what you're having is, you're having 2 layers of raspberry jam. Okay. Looking good. And I'm sure it tastes even better. All right, so let me take this and swirl that around. Looks good. And let me just top it off with the rest of my batter. So Easter's in a few days. Anybody have any plans for Easter? Since I have my surgery coming up, my daughter's doing Easter, and she's just doing something simple this year. She's doing a brunch. We're going to be by her. And I asked her what was on her menu. Just family. And she said she's doing, I think, a French toast bake in the oven. She's doing bacon, some type of eggs, bagels, spread, a little ham, forget what she said, fruit salad, and moi, I'm bringing over all the desserts. I'm going to put this in my 350 degree oven for 45 to 50 minutes. You'll check it with a toothpick, and when the toothpick comes out dry, you'll know it's done. So let me finish this, put this baby in the oven, and I will be back to take it out of the pan when it's cool. Now, remember, never take your hot cake out of the pan. I let mine sit in there for a minimum of a half hour because the cake, as it cools, will slowly release from the sides of the pan and it will pop right out for you. You'll have no issues. So I'll be back and I'll release it from the pan and then I'll show you how we decorate it. And of course, we're going to do a taste testing, so don't go away. Alrighty, I baked the cake, here it is, for 45 minutes. It's been in the pan maybe just about a half hour. The pan is still hot, but hopefully it'll come out okay. I'm just going to put this on top of it, my little cooling rack, and I'm going to invert it onto here. I'm going to flip it over. Here we go, baby. Woo! Let's see. Sometimes I give it hot, still hot, the pan. Look at that, see? Came right out. Although some of the jam did go down into the bottom, And the cake didn't stick to the pan, but I have a little jam that stuck to the pan. But that's okay, that'll be no problem. So let me get this all cooled, and once it's cold, I'll be back, and we will decorate it and do a taste. Okay, everyone, I'm back. So as you saw, the cake fell right out of the pan. Now, what I'm going to suggest, and it's what I'm going to do from now on, what ended up in the bottom of the pan is a little bit of the jam that leaked down through. So I think I'm going to suggest that we just do 2 layers of batter, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. Put half your batter in your pan, then spoon your raspberry preserves over that, and then put the remaining half of the batter on top. And I think by having more batter on the bottom, you'll be less inclined to have the raspberries drip down into the pan. So that's what I'm going to suggest. Practice makes perfect. All right, so the cake is here. Off camera, I whipped up my frosting, and all it was a block of cream cheese. I put in it 1/4 cup of softened butter, and I put 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And I took out my hand electric beater, and I beat it all. What I did is I took my pastry bag. I didn't even put a tip on it. I just cut the end of it. I like to fill it while it's in a glass because you fold the sides down, it makes it easier to fill. And I'm just going to do my regular strips on the top of this, and then I'll show you what we do after that. So let me get started on it. Sure looks good. I'm going to start over here. Hopefully I have a big enough cut. I always like to start in the middle and go out. This is perfect. Look how nice this is coming out. Beautiful. Really nice. This mixture is nice and soft, and it's coming out perfectly onto the cake. Can you see that? I'll put a still in for you. Look at that. Okay. Alrighty. Sometimes I don't put a lot on, but then my family likes the icing on their cake, so I try to put a little bit more. Squeeze your bag on the top so the frosting doesn't come shooting out at you. Okay. This is beautiful consistency. Notice I didn't put any milk or cream into this frosting. It was just the cream cheese, the butter, confectioner's sugar. Did I tell you that? It was about 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. I'll give you the recipe. And the vanilla extract. This is looking good. Oops. Got my finger in it by mistake. Okay. Right along. Now, I also picked up a small container of fresh raspberries because I like to decorate it with a few of the fresh raspberries on the top. I have more icing in there. I'm going to need to refill this. Let me see. Okay. Alrighty. Just going to put it back in here. Fold it over the sides of the glass. This works for all kinds of icing I use. They sell little things that you can purchase, I think, from like Wilton's and all, that fills the bag, but why bother? Save yourself a few pennies and use a glass. Yeah, nice. This is so nice and creamy. And there's plenty of it. You don't have to skimp. I've made so many nice bundt cake recipes for you that I think you have quite a few to choose from if you maybe want to make one for Easter. Today is what, Wednesday? So you have a few days to make one for Easter. Let me push the icing down. I just take my fingers and I smooth it down in the bag. I don't want it all to come flying out on me. Here we go. I'm going to put a couple more stripes of that on there. Look at that. Comes out beautiful. Yoo-hoo. See that? Fix that one there. And let me just look around the sides and see if there's anything I want to fix. Just fix that one a little. No, it's looking good. I think I might put one more strip here. Yep. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna get carried away. Because then they always say, oh, you didn't put enough icing on it. I'm like, oh, stop being babies. There, okay. Very nice. Now, like I said, I have more if I want to put another stripe on there. Oh, yeah, now I'm getting carried away. But I like it. Yeah, I might as well fill in those areas. Look at that. That Bundt cake store doesn't have anything on me, right? No, not on us. We can make our own. Let me just put a little more on. Might as well use up what I have. And then I'm going to bring over my fresh raspberries. Now, because these Bundt cakes have, you know, a hole in the middle, I've seen many things done with them. And I'll give you a suggestion. Depending on what you put in there, I mean, you know, it's going to fall down the hole into the bottom. So there's a couple of things you can do. What I have done in the past is I have taken some aluminum foil and rolled it into a ball. This is before I started icing it. And I stuck the ball down in there in the hole. And then if I wanted to fill it with something, it's higher and everything's not going to drop right down into your hole. Or you can put flowers in there. Flowers always look pretty in the center of a Bundt cake. So let me just push this down a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to do a couple more stripes. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is looking really good. Now, what I didn't tell you earlier is this cake tastes 100% better the next day. That's right. So I am going to suggest you put it in your refrigerator overnight. If you have a container to put it in, you know, or something with a lid, put it in the refrigerator overnight. Make it the day before you're going to need it. And I guarantee you those flavors and the preserves and all kind of mesh in together, and it tastes better the next day. So let me fix this up. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I have my fresh raspberries here. I'm going to just do my little decorating. You do it any way you want. If you want to put a few little clumps together, be artistic like that. Or you want to put one on each one. I think that looks cute. Yeah, look at that. See? So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll give this cake a try. I am going to do a taste testing in a minute after I put these raspberries on. Although it's so pretty, I hate to cut it. I really do. Aw, looks nice. I'm back. Now you don't have to do this, but I'm going to sprinkle a little confectioner's sugar. See what the raspberries look like with it on there. Not a lot, just a little. Oh yeah, looks like snow. Looks beautiful. Look at that. Oh yeah. Get it on parts of the cake that aren't covered with the ice. I'll just replate this onto a dish when I'm done. Right now I have it on wax paper. That looks adorable. I love it. I'm loving it. Wouldn't this even be cute for Christmas? The way I've decorated? Oh yeah. Let me turn it around here and see. Oh, perfect. 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 All right. I have a dish here. We're going to do a little taste testing. Can't make a Bundt cake without doing a little taste testing. So let me slice this. Whoopsie. I don't want to make a mess. Always good to put wax paper or something under. So let me cut a slice here. Still slightly warm. Not too warm, but a little. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Take this little piece out. Whoop. I cut it too small a piece. There we go. Okay. Let me see what this baby looks like or tastes like. Mmm. Looks nice and moist. I see the raspberries in it. Let me see. Mmm. 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 Let me take another bite. The best part of these Bundt cakes is that they're so nice and moist, and I love that. I really do. subtle, very subtle white chocolate taste to it. All the little chocolate morsels we put in there melted, so you don't see them in there. And you have your raspberry filling. I think it's delicious. Let me see. So I hope you enjoyed episode 12 of my series, The Best of the Bundts. As soon as I'm able, and before Mother's Day, I'll put up that Baker's Dozen number 13 for you. It'll be a good one for Mother's Day. And I was waiting till the end to surprise you with this, but I have another series in the works. So as soon as I'm back and recovered from my surgery, I'll tell you what it is, because I don't want to spoil it now. I want you to be surprised. But everyone loved the Bundt series so much that I came up with another one I'm going to do. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching. For those of you that celebrate Easter, have a wonderful, happy, and blessed Easter. Don't forget, if you didn't subscribe, hit the red button and the little bell before you leave. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I love you all. What do I say? Wah, mwah, toodles! Now I'm going to finish my cake.